want to ask you some about a story that I heard your brother tell. That kind of speaking of what we were talking about, the playerism, and I think Bila kind of hinted at this too in the podcast, is that somebody has started an altercation with you over a female in Vallejo, and that kind of led to like things kind of getting like escalating.
If you look at my movie Obstacles, it was kind of like related to, I felt like, to like Boys in the Hood. You know, I was a young football player. You know, I was on varsity. I played with Kevin Dean and a lot of other, professional ball players or whatever. And, you know, you're just doing your thing. So, you know, one day I ride the bus with this female. I said, like, hey, let me take you home. We're gonna just get on the bus. Get on the bus. We go to the Crest. You know what I mean? And, you know, we hung out for a second, and then I gets back on the bus and go back to the house. Next thing you know, you got a cat coming to my house, a cat from the Crest coming to my house talking crazy to me. You know what I mean? All in my front yard. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, he get his head beat down. You know what I mean? Right there in front of my house. You know, I'm a young hyena. You know what I mean? And I was in shape too. You know, I was playing that ball, and so they came back, shot my house up. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it became something on the streets, and that's why I ended up going to YA, because see, sometimes cats can take a I ain't gonna say a poodle, but a nice guy and make him into a monster. Like, my intentions were never to be, one of them cats that keep it real. Like, never one of them cats that like be a bully and nothing like that.
Sure.
But if you back a spider up in the corner, he gonna come out fighting because he's a self-defense guy. And so I always felt like this is why I got to this age right now, because I'm a self-defense guy. I'm not the guy that's gonna take the first punch. And them the cats that you see that ain't around no more.
I agree.
You feel me?
Yep.
See, I never put my hands on you if you don't try to put your hands on me. Just leave me alone. I'm good.
Right.
But when you get on me, then that's different. And so that's when I had to go lay it down, and that's when St. Charles became my sensei. He would send me letters every day while I'm in there. Read, bro. You need to read. You need to learn how to really do some studying.
So you basically gave a girl a ride home.
Yeah.
To another neighborhood, and
yes.
That led to an altercation, and your house got shot up, and that led to you kind of doing what you felt you had to do defensively. Mm-hmm. That gets you locked up.
Yes, sir.
But while you're locked up, you start building your mind to kind of avoid those same situations, right?
Yes.
And that's why I ask about it, because that's a big thing about the Clicks music, is all this like survival game, the hustle game. Like, I asked about the situation with the females because so much of your music, like I was listening to Captain Save A Hoe on the way over here, mm-hmm. just to get some research. I'm like, man, why are they going so hard on Captain Save A Hoe? I remember the video, like y'all tying him up and beating his ass.
Because that's what that dude was.
Right.
I guess the dude had some, he was with her or something, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they had going on wasn't my business. But once he found out it was me that was involved, he became, Captain Ronnie.
Right. So
you know what I mean?
yeah, because this dude got so emotional over this woman that he tried to commit some violence against you.
That's what happened.
So that's why y'all was going so hard on Captain Save A Hoe in that song.
But I think there's another story to that though. Before that. But I'm not gonna get all into that.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah,
there's always different layers.
It's different layers, but he definitely came over there and did the captain thing. And so
So that
song's about him, actually.
Wow.
I tell him to his face to this day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about you, bro.
So, because that set off a lot of, so that's the problem with like how these things escalate, because once they involve someone else, then other people get involved, and then it's kind of spills over.
If other people get involved, especially, here's the thing. You got some people out there that just don't even like you, period. Like,
right.
They don't even know you.
Right.
And they don't like you. And so when this cat go back and get his dues and be like, oh, this nigga just did this, but they didn't really understand what he did. You don't go to nobody's house and try to start no fun.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But they got involved.
Yeah.
And that's they involved because they wanted to get involved.
All they saw is the fight that happened. They're not seeing that, oh, that's what you started this over?
Right.
That's all? He gave her a ride home on the bus, bro?
Yeah. But I look at it like this, man. You basically what you're doing is you come from a family of haters, man. And so, your grandfather probably was a hater. Your mother was a hater. Your father probably was a hater. You was just born a hater.
Man.
And you don't even know it. It's like normal to you.
Yeah.
It feels normal to you.
Yeah.
And it ain't normal to be going around starting shit.
Yeah.
That's not normal. You need to go see a psychologist.
Yeah.
Like fast.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why.
The psychology of haters, man. Right here with D-Shot, man. History of the Bay, man. We writing textbooks, man, on this podcast.
Yeah, man. Like I said, everything that's cool. Anybody out there starting shit, man, everybody just need to mind. We can have a better society if everybody just mind their business.
Yeah.
You mind yours, I mind mine, and let's get along. Let's make some money.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the other thing that's significant about that story, just for history's sake, is that it like spilled over into a little bit of rap beef a little bit, right? Like early, the tapes and stuff that was going around Vallejo between the Mac Dre and some folks from your side of town too, correct?
Well, it's kind of difficult because you got, I got a younger generation of family members, and then we got us.
Uh-huh. It
kind of spilled over into it a little bit, but it didn't really go into it like that because, there was some sanctions involved and some tariffs. It was more like, like Mac Dre was one of my guys when we were young. You know what I mean? Him and his partner Lil Nate. Him and Eric Bowler and all them cats. You know what I mean? So, we had a relationship. You know what I mean? And Mac Dre's best friend, I used to go with his sister. So I'm always hanging in the crèche. I'm out there, you know what I mean? I'm outside. And so it really wasn't that Dre was involved with it. It was him and it was him and Lil Bruce. Him and Lil Bruce was on that childish shit, and they was going back capping on each other on tape. Like an underground tape, like you saying some stuff about him, he's saying some stuff about you. But that was them. That was their generation.
Yeah,
I'm the big homie, so we wasn't really in that like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when I talked to Be Legit about it, I mean, he said that all that shit got put to rest a long time ago.
Yeah. It got put to rest. It was only, to me. I want to narrow it down. I'm narrowing it down to only a few hater individuals that was really had something to do with the funk.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the whole crest at all. It was more like 69% of the crest is my family members.
Wow.
I'm talking about my real blood cousins and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even that. It was a few individuals.
I'm glad you spoke on that because, like, there's like so much like Bay Area rumors that go around. People try to blow things out of proportion. But at D-Shot, I find a lot of times, a lot of these issues in the hood are really, you can just narrow it down, like you said, to a couple individuals that fuck it up for everybody, bro. Like,
I mean, everybody goes through it. Every successful individual probably have to have some episodes of people that they actually grew up with.
Yeah.
Because, like, say, for example, I'm in preschool. Okay, I'm in preschool. I might pee in the bed or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he might pee in the bed, too. So we all pissing that motherfucker up at that age. We 5 years old and, or 4 years old or whatever's going on. And so another individual see that. And so he's looking at, when you grew up, what kind of dude was you when you was riding your bike? Was you, what kind of dude was you? And all of a sudden you grew up to be this, here's a little puppy. The puppies are all happy-go-lucky now. But when that puppy become grown, he ain't with all the games no more. He don't play no more.
Yeah. He
like, you stay over there and you won't get bit, but you come over here, you're gonna get bit.
Yeah.
That's what that is, man. It's like some of these cats, they still young in the mind, and by the time you get old and you that older dog now that don't play no games, and they think they can still play with you like they played with you in preschool or something, You know what I mean? And they think you that still that same dude. Like, nigga, you ain't never had no real funk. You ain't never had no real fight. No, I might not, but you can teach me by getting up on me and trying to get on me. And next thing you know, I beat your head in. You basically teaching me how to become that old dog that don't play no games.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, my mindset is like, now I'm in it. I'm active.
Yeah.
I'm active now. You know what I mean?
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.